Okay, we're off to Portugal, warm weather training.
Please be advised this is the Norwegian service to Faro.
Hello and welcome to Portugal for warm weather training 2018. In this video I'm going to take you through some of the sessions that we've done this week with Paul in preparation for a competition in Faro the following Saturday. Along the way I'll explain what we do and why we do it and provide some coaching points. It's about a 15-minute push bike ride to the track in Villa Real San Antonio. You can see we've got here and it's really busy. I've seen some guys that I've recognised from previous years and some elite athletes as well. The first session planned was a jumps one, and here's Paul doing some preparatory exercises, and then we moved on to some specific drills that were relevant to the long jump, i.e. takeoff work. I always try to select drills that are relevant to the session that we will be doing. So the focus here was on the swinging of the free leg. We then moved on to takeoff drills using a low platform to set up the penultimate step. The idea is to run through this as if it's not there. And as you can see, we were also working on the drive and hold of the free leg. Next up, we progressed to jumps off of 13 steps. In the UK, we'd been focusing on 11 steps. Paul responded to the extra 2 steps very well, and I limited the number of efforts to 6 in order to keep the energy expenditure relatively low so he could come back to train later in the day. On these jumps you can see that he was really hitting the takeoff position well and gaining good height and distance. And he was also achieving a good leg shoot position. A couple of hours later it was back to the track for the second session of the day. Having had a chat with Paul, we decided to do a light conditioning session, trying to stay off of the legs in order again to keep his energy levels up. I always use a less is more approach when it comes to warm weather training in particular, as you don't want to overdo it. You need to be able to be fresh for each session and also, more importantly, for the season on your return. Okay, it's the second day of training and it's going to be one session today only, and that's going to be a run-up session. After Paul was ready, we did acceleration drills in preparation for the run-up work that would follow. These foot kick type of drills activate the muscles used when generating forward movement and acceleration. I try to get the jumpers moving forwards away from their start rather than pushing backwards. And you can see Paul doing it here. To develop consistency, accuracy and speed, we break the run-up down into its 3 phases: acceleration, alignment and attack. So phase 1, phase 1 plus 2 and the complete run-up phase 1, 2 and 3. So you'll see in the clips Paul working on the accelerated phase, then the acceleration and alignment phase, phases 1 and 2, and then the complete run-up. The session went well and I was more concerned with the rhythm of the run-up rather than accuracy at this stage. And it was also important not to do too many to keep him fresh. So that's another session completed, run-ups and run-up structuring, and we only did 3 to 4 run-ups as Paul was getting tired and it's important not to overdo it. So today is going to be a relatively easy session and we're going to use the downhill uphill track, but mainly downhills, so Paul doesn't have to try quite so hard. We did about 5 combinations of drills and 1 repetition was performed up the hill and 2 down the hill. One of my favourite drills to get a session going is what I call the calf drill, where the athlete rolls across their feet from a flat foot to a toes position, on toes position. We then combine this drill with a thigh pop, where the thigh is driven upwards to a position parallel to the ground and then driven forcefully back down to the ground. This drill can aid leg speed and hip flexor power. Due to fatigue, we finished the session with some easy downhill runs and some strides on the nearby grass football pitch. I've also made some other videos from the content that I filmed this week, for example on complex training, that's combining plyometrics with weights, and also how to perfect a long jump takeoff, with a particular focus on the penultimate step. So look out for those videos as well. As usual, good luck with your training and competition, and do subscribe to the channel.